And?
Yes, that is your hand. Very good.
We're all gonna die.
I hope so.
Oh, for
Yeah, see, this one, I liked it, because unlike the first one, this one actually had stakes, and you could actually feel it. The Suicide Squad is a 2021 DC superhero film directed and written by James Gunn, and stars Margaret Robbie, Idris Elba, and a bunch of other characters that, honestly, I already forgot. Not that I don't care, it's just, there's a lot of people in this, so I think it'd just be easier to stick with the story. Basically, they are a bunch of very skilled and or superpowered criminals who are forcibly brought together by Amanda Waller, who runs this super secret Black Ops co-op group, which basically they are given a choice of either joining to reduce their life sentences or, just stay rotting in prison. But if they join, they are forced to be equipped with these little tiny explosive devices that basically explode your head if they decide to go AWOL or fail to complete the mission. The thing that I liked most about this film is everything it really popped, and I did enjoy that. From the characters' outfits just down to, the imagery and everything. I'm always a sucker for cinematography, but besides that, the cinematography was great. But I don't know, I guess the outfits too were they were amazing. I loved looking at Javelin and Polka Dot Man, and even, I think his name was, I can't even remember Idris Elba's character, but I loved all their outfits. They were all done really well. And while I won't get into it right now, I will say that this movie at least, keeps up to its promise, and it does have stakes. Don't go in thinking that everyone is going to make it, because not everyone does, but I did enjoy that the fact that, not everyone was going to make it, and you could tell, not tell who wasn't and who was going to make it, but you could pretty much tell that, yeah, no one is safe here. No one is safe. I really like the direction that James Gunn brought to it. I think it's very similar to another one of his films that he did years and years ago, I think even before Guardians, which was, I forgot the name of it. I think it was called Hero or something, or Super. I think it was called Super. And it starred Rainn Wilson, who, if you guys don't know him, you might know him as Dwight from The Office. But his style, his directional style fits perfectly with this film, just because it's rated R, it's comedic, it's gritty, and at the same time, it's not afraid to hold back. And I really did like that. I liked the story. The story was fine, nothing groundbreaking. It was an enjoyable film. I really, really did like it. As far as little nitpicks, definitely a lot less than the first one. The first one, everything just felt forced. And like I said, while this film isn't perfect, at least this one everything just seemed more natural. It was written better because the characters in the first one were just kind of forced, and everything just seemed forced as far as them getting together, coming together, and becoming friends or family or whatever the frick they were trying to call themselves. But at least in this one, each of them knew somewhat of the other's intentions and where their, personalities and goals were, kind of, as well as just how to treat each other. And it just worked a lot better because they earned it. They at least earned the right to feel more like friends or family, whereas the first one, it never was earned. This one, it took time because, again, you're just introduced to all these characters, but it does feel better earned, and that's what I enjoyed most about it. The story is, like I said, nothing groundbreaking, but it's at least a little better than, a giant frickin' portal in the sky like so many other superhero movies tend to do. And wouldn't you know it, that's what the first one, the one before this one, did. And I just like the fact that this one, it wasn't realistic, but at the same time, at least it was a creative story that, hasn't been told before, so I'll give it that. I did enjoy that. And I guess now I can talk about spoilers, so... Holy crap. Okay, so I love the fact that this film basically did a Deadpool 2, where Deadpool 2 introduced the X-Force. All these characters, including everyone was talking about Terry Crews coming on it and everything, and in Deadpool 2, like, every freaking member of the X-Force got killed, except for two, Deadpool and Domino, and I love that. I was not expecting that. And again in this one, you're introduced to all these characters, Pete Davidson, again, I can't remember every single character's names, but you're introduced to Javelin, Weasel, and so many more. TDK. I still came... I thought the arms were going to do more than just flail around, but yeah, I was happy with how they treated the first 10 minutes because, yeah, everyone freaking died. That's how you know that this movie was better, because they actually treated it with some stake. There was some stakes there. No character was safe perfectly, and there was a sense of, oh shit, are they actually going to kill them off here? And you don't know, because everyone is on the chopping block. No one is safe. They started this movie, I think, with a total of around, I want to say, 12, 13, around that number characters. Around that number of total being in the Suicide Squad. And I think at the end of the film, 4 are left, and there's another 2, Weasel and Peacemaker, that turns out, oh, they're alive. Barely, but they're alive. And, I guess that sets up the sequel, but I'm just happy that they actually had, consequences. It's not just, oh, these characters are going to stick around for the sequels. Nope, they're not. They're not. And it's a great feeling of this marketing where the trailers basically, kind of subvert the expectations of the audience. They did the same thing with they did the same thing with Infinity War, where you think, oh, I wonder how the Avengers are going to stop him. No, they don't stop him. Thanos wins. And this one, there were all these YouTube videos on on different channels about each character of the Suicide Squad and what their powers are and what their background is, and when in reality it doesn't matter. They're all dead. And that's that's hilarious, the fact that they just, they didn't care. Everyone was free, free reign to be killed. I did love the whole Idris Elba and his daughter thing. I loved that because it was such a different take than the forced plot of Deadshot, Will Smith's daughter, and, the Batman conflict and everything. I thought it was done so much better with Idris Elba and how he just wants to avoid, all connections and just, do his prison sentence at all costs. I really did enjoy that. I guess, let me see, I'm trying to think. The one thing I did actually, I didn't actually think I was going to enjoy much was Starro? I did actually enjoy Starro, because you don't know whether to think of him as a villain or just feel sympathy for a freaking starfish, because on one hand, it was imprisoned most of its life, or I don't know how long that thing lived in the comics or even in the movie, but it was for like 30 years, but then it starts to attack people, so you're kind of conflicted, on one hand, like, oh, poor thing, you want it to be set free, but then it starts attacking people, families, children, and you think, okay, never mind, fuck it, blow the fucking thing up. And I loved it. I loved that little, catch on the whole, invade the government, now stop this giant fucking alien starfish from destroying the city. And I did enjoy that. I thought everything else was done really well. Amanda Waller, I loved Viola Davis, doing her thing with Amanda Waller, because I feel like she was done really badly in the first film. Everyone brought their A game to this, Harley Quinn, Peacemaker, all the characters, all the actors. James Gunn really did a nice job. It's not a perfect film, but it's definitely an enjoyable one. It's got everything: action, comedy, dark comedy specifically, and a little bit of nitty-gritty stuff, but it's definitely a watch if you want to see something similar to Guardians, but also want to see a fresh new DC film. I give The Suicide Squad a 4 out of 5. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video.